Dash and the brother Cornell want to give our praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Y'all Shai by Hashem, Dash. You know, double honors to the apostles and the elders, peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is live longer for 150 years, but I'm probably going to title it just like live longer in the metaverse, and give up your physical life, you know. So this is like a dilemma, but this is what they're introducing the world with. Now, you know, I did a video going in on like the I think it's called the Alchemist, the little virtual reality head glasses. And what do you see in this picture? In this picture, virtual reality head glasses, right? So before we even get to the title, right, going back over what I went over in that video, right, it's like what I said that's just the beginning, you know. You got to think about it. You know, you have to have a spiritual eye to be able to see the future. I mean, that's what make a prophet a prophet. He's prophesying of events, future events. You know what I mean? He's prophesying these things. So we're getting that spiritual eye through studying and understanding the scriptures, you know? So you see she got the glasses on, right? Which is a virtual reality headset, which allows her to go into this world like a metaverse world, which is like, it's based off the real world, but it's a digital world. My question is like, why, if you got a real world, why do I need to go to a fake one? You know what I mean? To do everything. But you got to understand, this technology is going to advance. So right now, it's a virtual reality headset. But eventually, that's going to turn to, it might turn to like some eye contact shit. You just put an eye contact in, you can get on the metaverse. But then eventually, guess what it's going to turn to? The chip in the forehead. Right? And what is the chip in the forehead? That's in Revelation 13. So people always asking, like, they saying like, what is the mark? Okay, so in Revelation 13 it talks about a mark in your right hand, and it talks about a mark in your forehead. And then people say, what's the mark in your forehead? And then we say, look, that's a chip. And it's not too far-fetched, because you could see, like, we always use Elon Musk, right? Like Elon Musk, he coming with something that's called a neural chip, and it goes in your head. Just because it say your forehead don't mean literally got to be right in the front of your head. It could be in the back of your head. It's just saying it's going to be in your head. Just like the mark of the beast, which is the chip, the implant chip, and it says in your right hand. It could be in your arm. It could be in your right arm. You could be in your left. You know what I mean? It's just, the Bible not going to tell you 100% details down to exactly, you know what I mean? This is what John seen. He didn't see everybody with the chip and where everybody had their chip at, but the vision he seen with the people he did see with the chip, they had the mark in their right hand. They had the mark in their forehead. So just like you have virtual reality glasses, they're gonna advance that technology just like the iPhone. Imagine the first iPhone that came out to what they got now. They advanced that technology, and eventually it's gonna be a chip in your head, and with that chip in your head, you're gonna be able to go into things like virtual reality, like metaverses. You see what I'm saying? You can see it because they put it in their movies, like The Matrix, right? Right. Like in The Matrix, if you got anything to say on it, like in The Matrix, what is it? You plug in, right? You plug in, and then you enter into what we call today a metaverse or a virtual reality. And you go in there, but it's linked to the real world, so you can still die by just dying in there. Right. And that's what this article is leading us to. And then they unplug him, and now he back in the real world. But in the real world, you know, he kind of, they got raggedy clothes on. They kind of at war. They got to hide. But then they could escape all that. And then when they plug Neo, when they plug him back into the Matrix, now he got his leather trench coat on. You know what I mean? Leather boots. He got his shades on. He looked clean cut. You know what I mean? So this is what they kind of boasting of their heart's desire. This is what they're putting out there, because this is what they're trying to lead everything to. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it kind of puts you in like a false reality too, because over here in the real, like, say for instance, like they introduce all of this, over here in the real world, you might be plagued with a disability, right? Mm-hmm. And you can't do certain things, and then you go over into the metaverse, and then you able to do everything that you always wanted to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and that's spiritual, because because it's like, what if you a soldier, you went to war, and you got both of your legs blew off? You can't really move, but you could plug into the metaverse, and then you can have a whole life. They kind of showed it in the movie Avatar.
Right. Yeah.
You plug in there, you got this whole world that you living in now. Now he plugged into this virtual reality, but everything feel real to him. He could really go have sex with women in the metaverse, but it feels real. Mm-hmm. He could go to the Knicks game in New York, but he actually courtside watching the Knicks game, but in reality he really at home plugged in. But it's gonna be so like intertwined with your feelings and your body, right, that it's gonna feel like it's gonna be a chip in your forehead. So it's gonna feel like you really there, really court row seats. They gonna have money and stuff in part of the metaverse, like digital coins and stuff that you gonna have to pay for stuff in the metaverse, houses and stuff. You gonna be able to sell and buy property there, cars there, right? It's gonna be like it's like Grand Theft Auto, but you hooked up to it though. Like, you know, you play the game Grand Theft Auto, you can go get you a game, you go get you a car, you can buy houses around the city. You can link up. If you do something bad, the police gonna come and take you to jail.
That's exactly what it is too.
Yeah, it's like metaverse and stuff for you just hooking yourself up to it.
Like a video game.
Yeah, you hooking your conscience up. So like the brother was saying, like brothers that got and people that got disabilities, you know, this is gonna be very attractive to them. And then you gonna have Elon Musk, you gonna have presidents, you gonna have entertainers kind of promoting it. Like it's the new cool thing, you know what I mean? So a lot of people are going to fall for it, and a lot of people are going to go with stuff like this. Now let's read the article. It says live longer, right, for 150 years in the metaverse. So they are already starting kind of promoting it. Now people looking around like, man, we could live 150 years in the metaverse, and you're not going to age in the metaverse, man. So what Esau pretty much is doing is he's trying to create the promises in the kingdom that we're going to have. That's how we know we're going to live forever in the kingdom, because those same promises that we got of the kingdom, those things that we're told of in the Bible, the very limited things that we know about the kingdom that the Bible tells us, Esau's trying to create that. He's trying to figure out a way to be superhumans, to live forever. You know what I mean? Have power and have all that control. Now it says in the metaverse, but only if you are willing to permanently leave your physical body and become a living app. Now let's read through it. It says, humans have always been fascinated about being immortal. Yeah. Because that's the promise. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Sorry about that. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, that we're going to get those immortal bodies. You see what I'm saying? So it's not that humans have always been fascinated. Humans have always been fascinated with the promise of the kingdom, which is only for the Israelites. That's why you see everybody trying to claim to be us. Yeah. And trying to claim to get our promise. Now it says with advancements in digital technologies. What did we say that the beast system is? The internet of all things, man. Democracy, their new world order, all that shit go together, man. It says eternal life could become possible with only in virtual reality. So they don't have the power to do it in real life. But the Lord could really do it. He's going to do it with his elect. The kingdom of heaven is going to be a various glorious paradise for us, and we gonna have true power, and only the Lord can actually do this, upgrade a human, because he created a human. They can't do it. They ain't got that power. So what they have to do is find ways around it, like creating a internet or a virtual world, which the Lord has given them technology to do it up to a certain point. It says as people would need to leave their physical bodies behind and become living apps and live in a metaverse. How are you gonna leave your physical body behind? They're gonna plug you up to a machine, just like you see in Avatar, just like you see in what's the movie with Neo? The one we just said, The Matrix.
Oh yeah, the Matrix.
Yeah, The Matrix. It says Russian billionaire, and this tells you that all these other nations really are in on it. You say, well, Russia's versus America, they enemies, man. Behind the scenes, they really in on all this shit, man. This shit's all a plan. We gonna get into that too. It says who is part of the 2045. It's 2022. This is right around the corner. Initiative, a non-profit organization that aims to extend human lifespan, told Daily Star that artificial bodies could become a reality by 2045. That's a reality by 2045. They have that shit. And the Lord said everything gonna speed up. They got that shit right now. It says allowing people to move out their old bodies and move into the internet. Do you hear that shit?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you actually gotta think too, like who, I mean, we all know who is the main person behind all of this shit, right? And it's Esau. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Esau. And why? Because for one, they don't believe that the Lord is coming back. Mm-hmm. Right? They don't even believe in the Lord. You know, it's not the spirit, like how we got like the spirit of us is not put in to them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's why they trying to come up with all these weird ass, inventions and shit like that, because they want to live forever, but they not.
And they think they God, and they got like a God-like mentality where they think they is God. They don't think the Lord gonna be able to come back and deliver the things and the promises He did to us. They think they gonna stop Him, and they think that they gonna be the gods of this earth, and they gonna run this earth forever.
Yeah, they think all of that's a myth. They think the Son of Man's a myth.
Yeah.
You know, they think we crazy for even believing and waiting on this.
Yeah. And that's just the lower level Edomites. Now the higher level Edomites, they know, but they problem is they just feel like they gonna beat the Lord and they gonna take the earth and the earth gonna belong to them. You see what I'm saying? Now they saying that says allowing people to move out their old bodies. Think about that. What does that sound like? That sounds like 1 Corinthians 15. Matter of fact, let's get 1 Corinthians 15 since we keep bringing it up. Where you gonna be changed in a twinkling of the eye. And you're going to be able to get rid of your old body and then you're going to have a new body. So they getting it straight from the Bible. You know what I mean? They doing it in a corner way. It says move into the internet. He sees this becoming possible through artificial intelligence and metaverse, AI technology. And who's one of the biggest forerunners for AI technology? Elon Musk. He wants to put AI in the cars, in the car systems. He wants to put AI in you with a chip in your forehead. That's the mark in your head. Go to verse like 51. Let me see it. Yeah, you can read from like verse 51.
Okay, 1 Corinthians 15, verse 51. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
What does that mean? We should not all die, but we should all be changed. What did it just say right here? It says they're trying to get people to move from their old bodies. That's being changed. Keep going.
Verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
Right. And what do you think Esau's going to do with this? He's going to raise the dead. If you got a dead mother or a dead father, you're going to be able to go into the metaverse, and they're going to be living there. You're going to be able to hug them, see them in the metaverse. You see what I'm saying? So this is two things. It's Esau trying to copy off the Lord because he think he's the Lord, and he wants to. And it's Esau wanting that promise, but he can't get the promise because the promise is only for the Israelites. Now, if Edomites could be saved, then why would they be trying to do all this? If they could inherit the promise that was promised to the Israelites, why would they be doing all this? Because they know that promise is not for them and it's only for the Israelites. So they're trying to create that promise for themselves. They don't have no direction of what to do on earth. So the only direction they got is what the things the Bible say. So they're trying to create those things for themselves. And that's how we know we got it right. That's how we know we not bugged out when we say we going to have spiritual bodies. Our body's going to be changed. We're going to live forever. Because you see Esau trying to do those exact things on earth right now. Right. That's how we know we got the truth. You got more on that?
Yeah. Verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality.
Right there. Go to Revelations 13. Straight to the point. So this mortal must put on immortality. What did it say? What is living for 150 years? Well, it says right here, humans have always been fascinated about being immortal. See, they get all that. We just reading it out the Bible, bro. The Bible has been around before America was even established. You see what I'm saying? The truth in the Bible, before it was even in the Bible, has been around, going all the way back Moses. I mean, it's been around for a very long time. You know what I mean? And here it is in 2022. We can read the Bible and understand exactly what they're trying to do by just having the spiritual eye and the Lord giving us that spiritual understanding of the Bible. So that's why I like to say, like, if you an Israelite Jake out there and you say, look, man, I don't believe in the Bible, you putting yourself at such a disadvantage. The Bible got all the knowledge. It's telling you what's about to happen, what happened. You put yourself at such a disadvantage by not reading the Bible. Sorry. This is why it's the greatest book of all time. Because look, this was March 29th, 2022, as you see on your screen, and we reading these exact same things out the Bible. It's just Esau's trying to do it in a carnal way. But Esau's not going to get to do these things. His time going to be cut short, and the Lord going to catch him and take him out. But then the Lord's going to give us all these things, but in a spiritual way. We ain't gonna have to kind of leave. We gonna leave our bodies and get new bodies, but we ain't gonna have to be plugged up to a machine or have a chip in our forehead to have this power. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. And they put it in all their movies and stuff. You got Revelation 13. Yeah. Start at verse 15. Yeah.
Revelation 13 verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So you got the beast system, you know what I mean, which goes into, I mean, you got NATO, which is the military side of it, and then you got the EU nations, which is like the economy side of it, but it's really just talking about the Edomites and their allies. You got America, which is the Great Whore, which is Mystery Babylon, and they have their allies, and together they come, when they come together, they are the beast. That's the beast today. That beast wasn't always around. When America came in power, you know, a lot of times they was going to war against each other. But then when they start making these alliances and they start coming together, that's when the beast was formed. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the beast system. So these countries come together, NATO, EU, right? And then they got a vision, they got an image of what they want to do, what they want to accomplish, what they want the world to look like. And that's what they new system. That's the image of the beast. They new system. Some people call it the New World Order. Some people call it the Internet of all things, meaning everything's going to be hooked up to the internet. And you can see that because they doing it with the money right now. Keep going.
Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
And matter of fact, we leave it right there because I just wanted to touch on that. And you want to know how he's doing that? He's going to get rid of the money. You need the money to eat, to buy food. You need money to take a shower because you got to pay for the power. You got to pay for your water. You got to pay for your gas. You got to pay, like we said, for your food. To do pretty much anything in this world, you need money to do it. So what Esau's going to do is he's going to get rid of the dollar. And when he get rid of the dollar, guess what? You got to take whatever new money. Because remember, people wasn't using dollars. People was using coins and gold because that was the money. You had to use it. Right? So he got rid of that and he came out with something called fiat currency, which is dollar that's supposed to be backed by gold. So now we all use dollars because we had to use it to survive. If we didn't have to use it, then you have motherfuckers still not using it today. But for the majority, most part, we all have to use it. So whatever Esau changes it to, you have to use it in order to survive, man. So when he changes it from the dollar and he goes to digital currencies, that's why you see Bitcoin skyrocketing right now. Dogecoin, whatever, you know, all these different coins is very popular, and all these metaverses and virtual realities is very popular right now because that's where he's heading to.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where he's heading to, you know. And and he's putting that image out there. So that's how he calls it all. You ain't gonna be able to live on this world, especially when they really have power all together with the Internet of all things. They could track everything you do. And everything you do, you have to scan a chip that's in your hand, and they could track all that because it's hooked up to the internet. You ain't gonna have no power on earth to do anything unless you take the mark in your hand or the mark in your forehead, which is the chip. You're gonna use the chip when you go to the store. You're gonna scan your hand. Boom. When you go home, you get your goods, right? You ain't gonna be able to go do a lot of different things. And I'm finna get into that too. I'm gonna touch on that. You gonna have to go home, and your enjoyment when you go home is gonna be getting hooked up to the matrix, to the metaverse, and that's gonna play with the chip in your forehead. People, I'm tired of these glasses. These glasses too big. You know what I mean? Turn it up. These glasses too big. You know what I mean? We losing them. Got to replace them. It'd be so much easier if we could just get a chip in our forehead. We already got a chip in our hand. That's where the world going. You're going to go home, you're going to hook up to the metaverse. If you want to go to a basketball game, you're going to do it in the metaverse. You want to go hoop, you can go hoop at the black court in the metaverse. You want to go do some superhero stuff, you're going to be able to do that in the metaverse based on your social credit score. You know, ain't no telling how they going to set it up. How much money you got in the metaverse. Because they going to make the outside world so intolerable to live in. You see it already. You see it happening right now. Can't nobody afford gas. Guess what that means? We can't take that trip. We can't afford the gas to get down there and back. Look at the trucking companies. Diesel is $7 a gallon. People leaving and quitting left and right. If they ain't got truckers to deliver the load, guess what? You ain't gonna have goods to your house, to your local Walmart, so you could go shopping. So they making it basically intolerable. Every other day it's a virus coming out. There's lockdowns. Take the mask off, put it back on. Take it off, put it back. You see what I'm saying? So eventually to the point, they going to get it to the point, and then there's war. War going on. Cities getting destroyed. They going to get it to the point where it's going to be intolerable for you to be on the outside world. All you going to be able to do is they're going to set you on everybody up on a government income monthly, and that's going to be enough for you to go get your groceries and get the things that you got to get to go home. and you're gonna rent everything. You ain't gonna own nothing. You're gonna rent everything. You're gonna go home and you're gonna plug into the metaverse. Just like kids going home just playing games all day. That's all you're gonna be able to do. You go to school, you're gonna go to school on the metaverse. We just seen glimpse of that when the pandemic hit. Where was all the kids? They was at school on laptops.
Exactly.
On FaceTime. Going to school. So wouldn't it be so much easier if you could just, if you had a chip in your head, you could plug into this metaverse and everything feel real and you could just go to school that way? And finish school that way? And you go to work in the metaverse and you make money in the metaverse? And you could buy you a mansion in the metaverse? Just like Grand Theft Auto. Get that Psalms 10, because that's perfect what we saying. You got to be able to see what all this is leading to, man. They don't want everybody traveling all around the United States, having money, partying, doing this, doing that. They want to shut everything down, man, because they want to go to war with the Lord when he come back. And that's really what they doing. They trying to prepare to go to war when they go back. Yeah. Yep.
Psalms 10, verse 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
And what's one of the devices they have imagined against us? The mark of the beast. That's the biggest device. There's a lot of devices they imagine against us, but the mark of the beast is the biggest one. They want to chip all of us so they can have power over all of us. When you take that chip, you pledging your allegiance to Esau. You saying he's your guy, he's your king now. You know what I mean? You choosing a side. That's why we're told not to take the mark of the beast, and you can't repent from taking the mark of the beast, man. And he's showing you his heart. Keep going on it.
Verse 3. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire.
So what is he doing? He's boasting of his heart's desire right here. He's telling you, look, we want people to live in the metaverse forever and leave behind a physical life, a physical body. That's him boasting. That's why it's in all his movies. You got something on it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they think this is the, they think that this is what they think that this is the move that they've been trying to figure out to make all their life. That's gonna change everything, and that's gonna get everything to the way that they've been trying to get it to.
Complete godlike power.
Yeah, but it's not the move.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. They think it is, work. But you gonna see though. You gonna see what the Lord gonna do. Keep going.
And blessed the covetousness, whom the Lord abhorred. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts.
Right. And that goes back to what the brother said. They not thinking about the Lord, or the Lord would not like this. And it goes for wicked jakes too, but they not thinking of the Lord's law. They think about building their own world, their own law, having godlike power and doing their own thing. But the Lord gonna throw a monkey wrench, and really that monkey wrench that he's throwing in there, or him or the Lord really just setting them up. He really setting them up because really through us, the man that he's given the spiritual eye to be able to see this, the man that's going to go against this, the man that he's going to get power to, spiritual power to be able to go against this new world order, the internet. And that's why Esau's going to come after us. When his new world order plans and shit is constantly failing, and he keeps trying and it keeps failing, eventually he's going to look to the Bible and he's going to say, why is this failing? And it's going to point to the Israelites being woken. And then he's going to come after us. He's going to say, look, man, them guys right there, they're devil worshiping. They're evil. You know what I mean? And then they're going to start painting up a bad picture of us. And then that's when the famine of the word going to come in. Amos chapter 8. Or Matthew chapter 24. You should be hated for my name's sake. Then that's when they're going to start coming after us to say, look, man, we got to get rid of those guys. Because of those guys out there teaching and everything, we can't complete our new world order. And then when they come after us, that's when the Lord gonna give us that power, and then that's when the Lord gonna come after them. So we gonna leave that right there. But check this this article out. It came out on the 29th, and it says live longer for 150 years in the metaverse, but only if you're willing to permanently leave your physical body and become a living app. How many people would do that? I know all the brothers like, man, I ain't doing that shit. But you got to remember, a lot of people in real life, or a lot of people just out there in the world, they do this. They waiting for something like this. You got guys that really can't get girls. You got guys that really lames in the world that hate their lives. They can't wait to be able to do something like this. Your geeks, your nerds, they gonna be the top metaverse dudes out there. You know what I mean? It says the media mogul said that 2045 initial intends to let people make independent decisions on extending their lives and life in the new body after a biological body has been exhausted. You saw what I mean? So if your body, you 50, 60, and this is just the start of it. Now you could get in this other body, but you're going to be hooked up to the internet. And people are going to do this, you know. People lose a loved one and they got money, they're going to bring their loved one back in the metaverse. You see what I'm saying? And now watch this. You see this? You see this? Spirit. It says, as the Daily Mirror reported, this concept is called mind uploading. Uploading to what? To a device. That's the mark of the beast, right? Mm-hmm. That's the chip. Now it says, which will make digital copies of people's mind. Where is this information going to be stored at? In a chip. Your information online is stored in a chip on your phone. What is called your SIM card.
Yep. Memory card, SIM card, same shit.
Your information for your credit card is stored on a chip on your credit card. The information for your car, your settings that you like in your car, is a chip in your car. So when you get in your seat, get to move into where you want it at, that's a chip remembering that. That's how we know through the spirit 100% that the mark of the beast is the implant chip. Whichever way they come with it, how big it is, how small, what shape it is, we don't know. But we know that it's some type of chip. You see what I'm saying? It says, which will make digital copies of people's mind that could freely live in cyberspace, unrestricted by their biological. So you know you only could do so much with a human body. Right. But in this cyberspace, you're gonna be able to fly, jump, super far, run, and not get tired. That's basically the promise of the kingdom for the Israelites. It says in there now look who name pop up. Elon Musk, Neuralink, and other similar companies have been exploring metaverse technologies that could form the basis of the future whole brain uploading. And we know Elon Musk have a neuro chip.
Yeah, because he the one who they got, like he the main person who they using to build, you know, everything that they imagining.
Yeah, really.
You know what I'm saying? They using him, like he is the forerunner for all of this technology that, you know, that they imagining to be a part of the new world order. He is the creator of it all.
Yeah, I mean he a part of it.
Yeah.
Now it says, Science Times previously reported that Musk is planning to commercialize a humanoid robot called Optimus by next year that could take after its owner personality traits and act like them. You see what I'm saying? It says, aside from that, self-described futurist Tom Cheesewright said that AI and metaverse technology could one day let humans input their consciousness. Although that might take a while, Cheesewright said that it is ultimately possible. And they lying to you. When they say this gonna take a while, and it could take a while, they got that technology right now. All they gotta do is wait for the perfect time to introduce it to the world. All that takes is like a major disaster, or a man-made one that they do behind scenes, like war, like World War III, and then they can introduce this and say, man, we thought it was gonna take 20 years, but it's here in a year, and they sped it up. What happened with the pandemic? They said, look, don't say the word because we're on YouTube. But they said with the jab that was going around, they said it's gonna take 2-3 years to develop something. They had it in a couple months. Why? Because they already had it from the beginning. So when these articles start coming out and they start kind of throwing it out there, brainstorming, that mean they already got it. That mean they already got it. They playing with you. They ain't gonna come out and tell you.
They slowly but surely introducing it to the world phase by phase.
Yep.
So they just doing it in phases.
But they already got it.
Yeah, they already got it.
Yep. It says, man, you can't come out here to California without seeing a Tesla. Everything going digital, man. You can't see it all coming together. It says the process of mind uploading. I ain't gonna read all of it. I'll jump down. It says the very first step in the process involves getting information from the brain, which is more than 125 trillion synapses in the cerebral cortex alone. Some suggest that it will be necessary to dissect the brain first for the information to be completely replicated. And how are they going to do what? When they get the information from your brain, how are they going to get information from your brain? They're just going to go in with their hand and take the information out your brain? No, they're going to do it with a chip.
Exactly.
They're going to hook you up to a computer.
Exactly.
And then they're going to take the information that's in your brain and they're going to upload it to a chip. If they upload it to a computer, the computer got a chip in it, man. So that's how we know 100% that the mark of the beast is the chip. They already, right now as we speak, they developing this technology. They already got it. They going through people's brains. That's how they know that you got 125 trillion side passes in your cerebral cortex alone. How do they know that? Because they already cut somebody open and found out that.
Exactly.
So this is where it's coming to, man. If you can't see it, read Revelations 13, read Revelations 14, and you're going to see the punishment that you're going to get for it. Because with all this happening, people might be thinking, look, it's going to be lit. We finna be on the metaverse, kicking it. We ain't got to go to work. But one thing you must always consider is the Lord. What do the Lord have to say about it? So with that, we're going to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakadash. You know, double honors to the apostles and elders. You know, they real big on the mark of the beast. You know what I mean? Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.